What if I told you one of the greatest supercars ever built came from a company known for quiet luxury, a brand associated with smooth rides, silent cabins, and perfect reliability? A brand no one expected to build something wild. Not Ferrari, not Lamborghini, not Porsche, Lexus. And they built only 500 of them. No mass production, no endless variants. Just 500 statements to the world, 500 chances to prove a point. This is the Lexus LFA, the supercar that shocked the industry with a V10 so precise, so mechanical, it sounded like Formula One escaped onto public roads. A machine built not to follow trends, but to redefine expectations. A car that turned disbelief into respect. For decades, Lexus built its identity around refinement, comfortable sedans, whisper-quiet cabins, effortless luxury designed to remove stress from driving. They mastered perfection. But deep inside the company, there was a different ambition growing. Engineers didn't just want to be respected for reliability. They wanted to build something emotional, something that would make enthusiasts stop and stare, something that would echo long after production ended. The LFA became that secret mission. It wasn't approved because it made financial sense. It was approved because it made engineering sense. Lexus wanted to prove they could build something the world didn't think they were capable of, and they were willing to risk everything to do it. The LFA project began in the early 2000s. It was experimental, risky, unnecessary in the eyes of many executives, but the engineers pushed forward anyway. They believed Lexus needed a halo car. Originally, the car used an aluminum chassis, but during development, Lexus made a shocking decision: scrap it, start over, replace aluminum with carbon fiber to reduce weight and increase rigidity. That meant redesigning nearly everything. That decision delayed the car by years. Costs increased, deadlines disappeared. But Lexus refused to compromise. The LFA would not be average. It would be exceptional, even if it took a decade to achieve. And that patience became part of its legend. At the heart of the LFA sits a 4.8-litre, naturally aspirated V10 developed alongside Yamaha's musical instrument division. And that collaboration matters, because this engine wasn't just tuned for power. It was tuned for sound, tone, and emotion. 552 horsepower, 354 lb-ft of torque. But numbers don't define this engine. Its character does. Its responsiveness does. Its raw mechanical purity does. It revs from idle to 9,000 RPM in just 0.6 seconds. So fast, Lexus had to use a digital tachometer because a traditional needle couldn't physically react quickly enough. That alone tells you how extreme it is. The sound builds from a sharp mechanical tone into a high-pitched metallic scream. It doesn't rumble. It doesn't roar. It crescendos. It's raw. It's surgical. It's unforgettable. It's one of the greatest engine notes ever recorded. The LFA wasn't styled to look outrageous. It was shaped for airflow and balance. Every intake, every curve, every vent exists for a reason. Nothing is exaggerated without purpose. Lexus developed their own carbon fiber weaving technology to build the chassis internally. They didn't rely on outside suppliers. Over 65% of the structure uses carbon fiber reinforced plastic. That level of dedication was unheard of for the brand. The rear wing automatically deploys at speed. The proportions are tight, athletic, controlled. It looks sharp without being chaotic. The stance is confident but disciplined. The LFA doesn't scream for attention. It earns it. The more you study it, the more engineering details you discover. It rewards those who look closely. 0 to 60 mph takes 3.6 seconds. Top speed reaches 202 mph. But the LFA was never about straight-line dominance alone. It was about total driving harmony. The engine is mounted behind the front axle for near-perfect weight distribution. The transmission is mounted in the rear for improved balance. This creates a front mid-engine layout that feels incredibly stable. It rotates beautifully through corners. Through corners, the LFA feels precise, controlled, almost telepathic. Steering feedback is clean and mechanical. There's no numbness, no artificial filtering. It doesn't overpower the driver. It communicates. It invites you to push harder and rewards you when you do. Every input feels meaningful. Between 2010 and 2012, Lexus built exactly 500 LFAs. No more, no extensions, no hidden extras. When production ended, it ended completely. Each car was hand-assembled by a single technician who signed the engine after completion. That level of craftsmanship is rare in the supercar world. It made every LFA personal. Production was limited intentionally. Lexus never aimed for volume, they aimed for impact. They wanted exclusivity to be part of the story, and once those 500 cars were finished, the project ended. No successor, no continuation, just a legend sealed in time. A moment that cannot be repeated. Out of the 500 built, only 50 were Nürburgring editions. These were sharper, lighter, and even more focused. The rarest of the rare, power increased slightly. Suspension stiffened, aero refined. It was the ultimate version of an already extreme machine, built specifically for track dominance. It recorded a Nürburgring lap time of 7:14, placing it among the fastest production cars in the world at the time. That time shocked many established brands. For a company known for quiet sedans, that lap time sent a message. Lexus wasn't experimenting anymore. They were competing, and they were winning respect. When the LFA launched, critics questioned the price. It cost more than many established European supercars. Many didn't understand it at first, but over time, perception shifted. Owners began praising the driving experience. Journalists called it one of the greatest engines ever built. Enthusiasts began to listen more closely. Values climbed dramatically. Demand increased long after production ended. The market corrected its early doubt, because people realized something important. Lexus may never build another car like this again. The LFA wasn't built for profit. It was built for pride. And pride doesn't depreciate. The LFA matters because it broke stereotypes. It showed that passion can exist inside precision, that reliability and emotion can coexist without compromise. It proved Japan could create a supercar that rivaled Italy's drama and Germany's engineering. It elevated Lexus from luxury brand to performance contender. It wasn't created to dominate sales charts. It was created to demonstrate capability, to silence doubt permanently. And in doing so, it became one of the most respected modern supercars in history. A machine whose legend grows louder with time. And that is the Lexus LFA, a machine built not because it had to exist, but because someone inside Lexus believed it should. A project fueled by obsession, not obligation. 500 units. One unforgettable V10, a legacy that continues to grow. A sound that will never be replicated. If you love rare machines that changed automotive history, subscribe to TURBOSTATIC, because we all love cars, for real. And this is car heaven.